What's up, everybody? It is Tiffany Gaines, host of the Secrets Podcast. I wanted to get on today to say I lied. I lied. I said I wasn't going to talk about Undisputed anymore. I lied and said I wasn't going to talk about First Take anymore. I just lied. Sometimes you make a statement, an affirmative statement, and you realize, some time has passed and I might need to revisit that thinking. And so I want to give my post follow up to my follow up on my Undisputed um, review um, and First Take. So, my notes about Undisputed. Why do I feel like Richard Sherman is already tired of Skip? Not tired, tired of Skip. You have to imagine that even if you're not a Cowboy fan, it's not about Skip being an obnoxious Cowboy fan. It's about how Skip is obnoxious in all of his arguments that he feels strongly about. And the thing that he feels strongly about, LeBron James, his dismissiveness of LeBron's greatness, and Dallas Cowboys. He's so obnoxious on both of those topics. And so much so that it's like, even to a person who doesn't watch sports, even to a person who doesn't really have any real historical, factual context of sports, he can be annoying. And I feel like Richard Sherman is already over it. He seems to shortchange his analysis on some things other than when he's really aggravated, when Skip is just being utterly ridiculous. And then he just kind of goes in. But he is doing a lot of eye rolling, a lot of just kind of dismissive antics, facial expressions that says, I am over this dude, or this is nauseating, this is whatever. And so I just wonder how Richard is really feeling. I want Richard's phone number. Can somebody give me Richard's phone number? And I want to talk to him off the record. Bruh, how you really feeling when you eye rolling Skip? Are you feeling like I feel? I just feel like he is over Skip. Keyshawn is great. He's great at playing along with Skip's nonsense. He smiles through the nonsense. They both know equally it is nonsense. The only person who signs off on Skip's nonsense is Michael Irvin. But even Michael Irvin and his love for the Dallas Cowboys is tolerable love, because Michael Irvin is tolerable. He's just, a great, loving, fun personality guy. But Skip is so over the top, polarizing, obnoxious in his analysis whenever he's talking about something that he's really passionate about. So he just kind of feels a little extra. And so I think that Richard Sherman is probably over Skip. I feel like Richard is um, in a very, very short period of time. I feel like Richard is wearing thin. Could be me. Could be me. I know he's a 49er fan. He played for the 49ers, so of course he roots, hard for them. But I mean, you know, the cowboy talk is just a topic that everybody talks about, because they are ordained as America's team, whatever. But I feel like Richard is a little over Skip already. The LeBron talk, I mean, he he ain't even got a taste of what the LeBron conversation, the LeBron hate, everything LeBron does. Skip is going to chew on Richard's nerves, because I feel like Richard's reasonable. And I feel like he has a medium tolerance for nonsense. Keyshawn is great at just smiling through, but I feel like Rich is going to get worn thin quickly on just over the top nonsense. And you got to be able to grit and bear it. Shannon was great, 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 great. He was a formidable opponent for Skip too. He was great at poking holes in Skip's arguments with stats and calmly. He Every now and then he would get animated in his expression, but he would always keep it professional for the most part, unless it just was like just outrageous, and then he would eye roll and things like that. But I just wonder, is anybody else noticing Richard Sherman just already eye rolling Skip? The other thing I wanted to, I wondered, uh, when it comes to basketball, right now football season is the shine and glory of sports talk right now. But football's a short season. In January or right around December, basketball talk is going to be pretty heavy. Undisputed lost a champ with Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp's a football guy, but talk about knowing his basketball position and strategy, skill set, being able to talk about X's and O's, historian. He was across the board great with basketball. I mean, presented himself as though he was a true basketball scholar. You would think that he played basketball. I mean, I'm sure he played, basketball. I think he did play basketball in high school, but he was a true basketball guy. And I think even Stephen A has to give Shannon his props on his basketball knowledge. They don't have that on Undisputed. Keyshawn and Richard, may be able to talk a smidge more about it because they have researchers and a producer to help them out with notes. But I could be up there talking to Skip about basketball for as much pushback and um debating and they're going to be able to do. They're going to lose the basketball debate analysis. It's not going to be as deep. It's not going to be as interesting. It's going to be a lot of superficial conversation, a lot of pushback on you just don't like because fill in the blank of this shallow, with this shallow answer. Shannon was great. He was a great, great opponent for Skip because Skip is going to dig in. He can find some stats to back any bit of nonsense that he believes, but he would always have his quote unquote statistical proof to back up his argument. But I feel like maybe the producers will get Keyshawn and Richard on board with that. And is Michael going to fade into the sunset? Or hell, Richard will probably fade into the sunset. Maybe it's probably I think it's just going to be Keyshawn. And I think I said that the last time. Keyshawn is not going to be the everyday guy. Matter of fact, thinking back on it, yeah, Keyshawn is going to be the everyday guy. Richard has a limited contract. I don't know what Michael Irvin's contract is, but even Keyshawn has got to do more with his basketball statistical knowledge, his I don't know, X's and O's. He's got to come with a little bit deeper debate analysis, debate strategy with Skip. It's just going to be right now. Skip is just he's been doing it so long. He knows what to say. Um, he's debated Shannon for 7 years, and you had to come with your A game with Shannon. Shannon was a football guy, but he was sharp on his basketball knowledge. And I feel like Keyshawn is just very, on the surface, kind of superficial with what he knows and what he brings to the debate topics on basketball. They haven't really gotten into it yet, but the NBA season is about to start in a few weeks, and you can believe Skip he's gonna get his LeBron debate topics in weekly, or if not, depending on what happens during the season, it could be daily. So I feel like they lost a gem with Shannon on basketball. Um, and I wonder, my bigger point is I wonder if Richard can't wait for football season to be over with. Now, on first take, I still am not. I think first take is a better show, but I still don't watch it beyond Monday and Tuesday. I watch it for Shannon. I still think it's the production of it is too big to really um, benefit from Shannon's personality. I think Shannon shines in a one on one type of atmosphere. I think you lose greatness with Shannon and you lose greatness with Stephen A. with all of the opponents that they have at the debate table. All of these people that they bring in. It takes away some of the voice, it takes away some of the participation and the opportunities that you have to let Shannon's personality blossom. His quick comebacks, his one liners, his sayings, about his grandmother, his talk about his grandmother and his grandfather, things like that. Those charming things about Shannon's personality you lose the opportunity to get those things because there's so many people that you have to feed, so many mics around the table. You got Molly, you got Stephen A, you got Shannon, you got Swagoo, who's on Ryan Clark's in there sometimes. And so it's like it's a lot. It's just too much of a production to have two stars. Stephen A is a star, Shannon is a star. I really think that show is it's just too big. And I think you lose something, but whatever. I'm happy for Shannon that he's got a peaceful place and a platform where he can get back on television and still shine. And in the meantime, the volume's got Club Shay Shay. He's doing great with that. He's still getting A-list guests on his show. I think the biggest winner in Shannon Sharp leaving Undisputed is Colin Cowherd because he landed Club Shay Shay on his podcast network. That's the biggest winner, and ain't nobody talking about Colin and that grab. I think that's the biggest winner because then we really get Shannon and his personality, and he gets to broaden and build his brand. So he's got Nightcap with Ocho Cinco, and then he's got Club Shay Shay where he's interviewing folks. But yeah, Undisputed, the carousel of people, too many big personalities. And I still think that song, Good Morning, Skip the BS, the tribute to Skip, the clap back to Skip, makes no sense because once you turn on that show, Skip is not as big of a voice. He's not as big of a personality. He's still just as annoying. But Keyshawn's got a big personality. Sherm's got a personality. Michael Irvin's got a big personality. That I still shake my head every time I hear that song and once the show comes on. But um I just feel like Richard Sherman, I'm just wondering. Just wondering. But yeah, that is my post analysis. I still watch Undisputed first and I record first take. I record both, but because throughout the day, I want to toggle in and toggle out. I work, so I want to get it when I want to get it. So, but yeah, what do y'all think? Have you had a different analysis, a different take, a different outlook on Undisputed? Has your mind changed on the format? Do you think it's going to work? Give me some feedback. I appreciate the views and the subscribes. But let me know. I'm just interested. Just want to get on and do a quick little video. Again, Tiffany Gaines, host of the Secrets Podcast. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button. Appreciate it. Thank you.